Okay, y'all. So we're gonna be talking about a topic that was brought to y'all by popular demand: how to remove late payments from your credit report. I believe this is one of the most misunderstood topics in the credit repair industry. And if you stay to the end, I'm going to share with you one of the top secrets that the credit bureaus do not want you to know. So let's get right to it. If you find this content valuable, please do me a favor, like, comment, and share so we can help as many people achieve their financial goals. Now let's get to the information. Alright, so let's talk about it, y'all. How to remove late payments from your credit report. Now, I know the pandemic done hurt a lot of people, and so a lot of people just been asking me, how do you remove late payments? And I'm here to say it's very important that you pay all your bills on time because it's 35% of your FICO score. So that's a major factor on time payments. If you have one missed payment, if you ever got a missed payment, you know your score is dropping like 50 to 100 points sometime. So it's very devastating, but I'm going to let you know that it gets better over time. Even if you don't get it removed, it does get better over time. Older the late payment, the less effective it is on your credit report, and generally is about 2 years. So about a good 2 years, it wouldn't really affect your credit report at all. The reason being is because all the other on-time payments that you have from your other account will just drown that one or two late payments. So keep that in mind. We really want to analyze this late payment and see if it's worth our time to dispute it. Also, it's a lot of misunderstanding about how to get rid of a late payment. Most people think that if you send a letter to the creditor, which is the people who actually report to the bureaus, that you was sick or in the hospital or military leave or something like that, that it will, then that's called a goodwill letter. Okay, so that's called you trying to appease to their sympathy and remove the late payment. Now sometimes that can work, don't get me wrong, but it's a very low chance that works, only because these banks and financial institutions, most of them are automated and computerized. When they get your letter, it's a machine. They have a job to do. They're going to do their job. Sometimes it's no feelings involved. It's just business. It's not personal, it's business. So we have to keep that in mind. But if you have proof that you was in the hospital, or maybe your check got lost in the mail or something like that, then you may be able to get a goodwill deletion of the missed payment. If it was up to me, I wouldn't count on it. So let's get to the strategies on how to remove it other ways. First of all, let's see if it's even worth our time to delete this late payment, or should we delete the whole account? Because if it's more than 3 late payments, you may just want to delete the whole entire account. Okay, it's really no saving that. It's kind of like a root canal. You're just gonna have to get that taken out if it's more than 3. Now if it's 3 or less late payments, then we could actually just dispute the late payments, and it's a way to do it. It's a formality. Yes, you could just do a basic dispute. Hey, I was not late on this date, please remove the late payment. You're gonna write your own letters. If you go to my video, it's gonna be up on the top. If you go to my other video on how to remove charge-offs and collections, you will see that we write our own dispute letters. We do not use templates, because templates will get your dispute verified quickly and automated, because it's all robots reading these letters and they're just scanning for plagiarism basically. So just be aware, you want to write your own letter and just say, hey, this account, I was not late on this date, so can you please remove this late payment or update this to paid? So you're going to dispute that. If it's your dispute the oldest late payment, this is the best strategy. Dispute the oldest late payment first. But you're going to dispute, say, hey, let's say you had a late payment in January. I was not late in January, please remove all late payments. If you have like 2 or 3 other dates, or even if it's a simultaneous, like if it's 1, 2, 3, You dispute the oldest late payment and then request to remove all. It was not late on January 2020. Please remove all late payments. You see what I'm saying? So basically what happens is when you send in a dispute, the credit reporting agencies, aka the credit bureaus, have to verify the late payment with the creditor, aka the furnisher, which is the actual bank or whatever. And if they can't verify it, then they have to delete it, or they'll just update it to your request. Now, if it's a banking institution or something in that nature, then it's a little harder, obviously. But if you're persistent, then mistakes can happen on their part and you could get your way. Obviously, this is not a one and done. It's going to take time. You just got to keep fighting. Now, the thing is, you can't use the same method each and every time. You're not going to keep disputing in the same manner each and every time, because eventually the credit bureau is going to say, hey, we're not going to do any further investigations unless you have new evidence or new reasons for us to investigate. They'll say that. So when that happens, or not even when that happens, the second thing you do if it's not taken off is you want to know how did the credit bureaus verify, because like I said, it's all a computer. What they do is they take your letter, they put it in the computer reads it, it spits out a 3-digit code, it goes, and the 3-digit code talks to another computer that's at, with the creditors, with the furnishers, and then it just matches up the information. It's just matching. So if it's a mismatch, then it needs to be deleted. But sometimes they just match whatever. They just match your address and the boom. That's all they need to match. They didn't match nothing else but the address. That's why they get away with these inaccuracies that be on people's credit report, and people literally dispute the inaccuracies, but they still say it's verified. Now, guess what? That's a violation. That's violating the FCRA, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, which is a federal law. That's a violation. So once you let them know that something is wrong, and they said that it was verified when it really wasn't verified, because they really supposed to be doing way more investigation than what they really do, but they don't do it because they want to save money. So computerized automation, we kind of hear about this talk in the economy now, right? Going to automation. They already been on automation. Okay, so really do not be afraid of just saying I was not late. Do not be afraid of that. Okay, you was not late. You don't need any other proof to back that up, unless you do have proof to back that up, and that'll be helpful. But 9 times out of 10, they do not look at supporting documents. By the way, the computer can't read that, and they'd be damned if they let a human look at that. That's like worst case scenario, right? A super worst case scenario. So really understand what's going on here. It's just they put it through a computer. It's called eOscar. The eOscar pops out a 3-digit code from the bureau. The 3-digit code, which means, if it's lower in the numbers, I believe if it's lower in the numbers, that it's not as important. If it's higher in the numbers, that means it's important, or maybe vice versa. I can't really remember, but that doesn't really matter that much. It's just a 3-digit code. It goes to the other computer that the furnishers have, and basically they just match up basic information, and if it matches a couple things or one thing, then it comes back verified, and then you get a verification letter saying, hey, we verified with the creditor that this is accurate, and it's totally BS. And so what we'll do is we'll request what we call an MOV, method of verification. So this is a little bit more strategic. This could be considered advanced. Okay, even credit repair specialists may not be too familiar with this, but you could write this yourself as well. You could say something like, hey, I would like to know how did y'all verify this? How did y'all verify this? You have the letter that says verify. How did y'all verify this? Did y'all call the creditor? Did they give you any documents? By the FCRA, which is the federal law, you need to respond to this letter. You need to tell me how you verified this, and you want to be very specific in your requesting. Did you call them? How did you speak to them? What supporting documents did they send you? What date did they say I was late? When did the delinquency commence? That's the language. When did the delinquency commence? What date is it? What date did they tell you that I was late? Now, this is important because if they do respond to you, they may have a different date than your actual due date. And if they have a different date than the actual due date, then that's grounds for deletion. Now, the thing is, why would they have a different date? Because the computers have different dates. It do. Why would it, and I'm gonna tell you why I know this. Why is the date of last activity always different? When on all three bureaus, they always have a different date of last activity, and you only notice if you look at your credit report. So, that's step one. Okay, you gotta look at your credit report to know you have a late payment, obviously. But you gotta pull a full professional credit report, and the link is going to be below to Identity IQ. It is an affiliate link, but you do get a discount for the first 6 months on one of their premium plans. Is a good discount. And this is the software, or this is the credit monitoring program that you actually need to see everything on your credit report, to see what you need, so it lines up the credit reports congruently, and you'll be able to see the inaccuracies properly. Now, why is the date of last activity different between all three bureaus if y'all getting the information from the same creditor? It's because the computers are messing up. I really don't know why the computers have so many errors. So we use that to our advantage. Okay, it's a secret. We're using that to our advantage though. Okay. So we need to request the method of verification from the bureaus if they say it's verified. How did y'all verify it? What date did the creditor say I was late? Match that up. If it's a discrepancy, you have grounds for deletion. Now, another thing about the method of verification, normally, like I said, it's automated, so they won't even tell you all this information. There will be some BS that you didn't even do. They'll be missing some stuff, which is also a violation of your rights. So now you have a pure violation, and then you will follow up with another letter saying that you need this information, or we're going to have to go to the Federal Trade Commission and let them know how they've been violating our rights. Okay, they don't want that. That's the bad news bears. The Federal Trade Commission. We could easily make a complaint, but you do not want to make a felonious complaint to the BBB, the Attorney General, the Federal Trade Commission, the CFPB. You do not want to make. These are all consumer protection, consumer advocates, okay? But you only want to go to those entities if you have legit violations documented. That means save all your paperwork. Save all the documentation that you've been getting from all the responses and all your letters. Make sure you have them saved. And if you want to send a certified mail, that's cool too, but you do not have to. That's not a requirement. Maybe the FTC letter, you could send a certified mail, but the other letters, like the first basic dispute and the first MOV, you don't really have to send you don't have to send that certified mail. You don't need proof that you see. Like, we just have that letter. Just make sure you have it saved in your computer, ready for print. So if you need it. If you want to take them to court, that's another thing you can do. FCRA lawyers would take this case. They won't even charge you, but they'll get you some money. Okay, so Get paid to fix your credit. That's another one. Okay, so I promised y'all one of the top secrets that the credit bureaus don't want you to know. I mean, obviously they don't want you to know anything that I just explained. But another top secret is that the late payment, the actual, like, you know how I say 30-day late, it doesn't start unless you're 30 days late. So if you was 1 or 2 or a week late, they cannot say you was 30 days late. You see what I'm saying? So if you was only 5 days late, don't panic. They technically cannot report that you was 30 days late because you wasn't. And you have real proof because you did pay it. You know, if you was late but you wasn't 30 days late, and it doesn't hit your credit report until you're 30 days late. It's no like in between on that, right? It's 30 days, then it's 60 days, then it's 90 days. So if you're like a week late, like, don't panic. A lot of people have heart attacks. I get clients like, I was only a day late. It's gonna hurt my score. No, no, it's not. It may, but we could easily get that off because, like I said, it only says 30 days late and up. So that's easily getting off. And if they don't get it off, we got a case. So keep that in mind, okay? Thank you for joining me here at the Credit Monster. If you like this type of content, please like, comment, subscribe, and please share with other people because a lot of people don't know this information. And I'm pretty sure the credit bureaus is going to come out to try to silence me real soon. But if you like this, please support by subscribing and liking, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace.